Did a lot of shit just to live this here lifestyle.
Cool, so John's got a lot more to give. We're just gonna have him give you guys some more tips and tricks. So, so design also relates into selling a little bit, and also into writing your copy, your title, your bullet points, your description. So, what's the philosophy behind that whole branding and selling thing?
One thing that I think will make it a lot easier for you guys when you're entering this realm of thinking about design, how to present your product, it's going to make it a lot easier if first off you kind of define your tribe. What I mean by that is your perfect customer. You need to know who you're selling to, and this should go before design. Really, you should know this when you're choosing your product, because it's all aligned. Everything you do in business when you're selling someone something is knowing who you're selling to. That's a big thing. But if you can identify the kind of things that this person does, the kind of tribe that they're in, the kind of things that they do even outside of your product, like the kind of person that would buy this product, it's going to make it a lot easier to make those decisions. So it's like, oh, I can present it like in this way because my perfect customer follows mountain biking. Okay, so that gives you a pinpointed thing to go and look at. Okay, my target market does a lot of mountain biking, adventure sports, so you can go and look at other adventure sports, branding, other styles, and then you can advise your designer, whoever you're using, and also let them know that that's your tribe, and then things will just go a lot easier, because as soon as a designer knows who you're trying to target, straight away, if they're good enough, they'll know the kind of trends they're looking at, the kind of typography, the type of logo. They'll be able to do it faster with less revisions. And also, when people are looking at your product, the analogy of the gift thing is a thing that I haven't said much before, but I love it. If you should imagine it like that, like at Christmas, it's an amazing analogy that Parker did. It's like when you open the Christmas present, what is the reaction they're going to have, and what are the key points that they're going to notice, and what are you broadcasting to your customer that this is for them, because that is premium branding. You know, when you look, right here, like this is an Apple Mac, right? People buy this because it's associated with top-notch technology. It's associated with efficiency, getting stuff done, creativity. Lots of creatives. I use one of these. My whole network of designers use one of these because it comes with certain traits that they have pushed to the customer time and time, and they've backed up.
Sexiness.
That's important. You have to back it up as well, but that you're selling to a certain person. It comes with a certain status, and that comes through the branding.
Exactly, and it is backed up with the hardware. So, quick notes. Everything we're saying, you have to back it up with the quality product as well, because I don't care if you have Apple level packaging. If your product is cheap, it's going to come out in the reviews as well. So keep that in mind. Obviously, guys, you can't trick your way with packaging into good reviews. Obviously, just keep that in mind. So everything he's kind of saying with choosing your ideal customer has to. It ties also back into choosing your brand name, optional product name, or product name, optional brand name, or they can be the same. And it also comes into when you're dealing with writing your title, bullet points, and description, if you're outsourcing that as well. So if you're outsourcing that, give them your ideal target customer, and that will make it a lot easier for them to write that copy.
Congruency is a massive thing.
Yeah.
And doing this work before, nailing down your tribe, the type of person you're talking to, this will help you in all areas. You can give it to your copywriter, or if you're writing it yourself, you'll know who you're talking to. And that is great through every area, through the design, through the copywriting, through the marketing. If you're doing Facebook advertising or whatever on the back end, like this is a fundamental thing within the business of selling something. that it will enable you to just make decisions quicker.
Right. So let's say, for example, your product is a Nalgene. Just pick a typical customer that would buy this. Let's say, for example, just pick a mountain biker and go all in with that, like an adventurer sports person. So this person rides mountain bikes. This person is a weekend warrior. This person has a corporate job, but they run every morning, and they have their Nalgene always on their little backpack, and they also have the water sipping backpack with the hose on it, and they climb mountains. Just pick that customer, and obviously not everyone's going to be that customer, but just pick that customer and go all in with that customer, just because that creates the congruency, the consistency. And even if they're not a mountain mountain climber or something like that, they're going to feel like they are when they buy it, because they're like, oh, this is for like extreme people. I'm going to get that. This is what they use. Okay, cool. The moms will buy it too. I think if I'm understanding that correctly,
yes.
that's it.
Yeah.
Any other knowledge bombs for FBA sellers that struggles that they come across first time branding people, FBA sellers?
I feel like one thing that I do a lot as a designer, which I feel like some clients could do, but they never think about this, is you have to sit down, and you have to think about also experience. That's a big thing as well. Is when someone gets your product. I won't tell you how many customers and clients I have that are trying to make a product, trying to present like a hard physical product to their customer base, and they're sending it in just a rubbish plastic bag from a Chinese supplier. And it's like, what you're doing there is you're sending a message. Like everything you do, you're sending a message. Basically, you're telling the customer that we only think so much of our product that we're going to put it in a cellophane bag. That's how we're presenting our brand to you. And I don't care how good your images are on your Amazon. I don't care how good your copy is. You are missing an opportunity to make an impression. You're missing an opportunity to get your client to buy into your brand, so that then they'll tell their friends, because no one is going to go to their friend with something in a plastic bag and just go, oh, look at this thing I bought, and you hold up a plastic bag and they're like, what's that? Oh, okay, yeah, it's just a random thing. You put, okay, cool, let me know how that goes. But if you have, like, say, a book or a journal, or it can be anything. If you put a wine bottle opener in like a leather bound case, and it has your branded logo on it, which you can do this for not that much more per unit. I've worked with customers, and the per unit, it goes up a little bit, but it's not as bad as you would think. Everyone's like, oh my god, that's going to cost loads.
Like a buck or something.
It's not. If you do it in the right way and you source good material from your supplier, and you meet in the middle, you can do it fairly cheap. But that sends a message. It gives the message that it's been designed, that you've put thought into your product. Basically, the more thought you put into your product, the more the customer will respect that, and they will see that, and then they will say, wow, these guys aren't mucking around. They actually care. You've got to care about the product.
And this goes a lot into tying into the reviews. If they like your company, they're more likely to be receptive to your follow-up emails to leave a review. That goes a long way. Also, in the Amazon method, we talk about building a brand of related products to sell your business for 6 or 7 figures 2 to 5 years down the line. We want to sell our business for multiple 6 figures. So this is one method of doing it. Other people like to throw just cheap stuff in there on Amazon for a few months and then sell it and get rid of it. In the Amazon method, we're building this like a real business, a line of related products, a line of premium branded products like Ryan Moran did. This is the Ryan Moran method. Like his Zen Active Yoga brand sold for over $1 million. That's what we're doing here, guys. We actually want to build a big company, a premium brand, and it starts with your first product. Have the branding be premium from the get-go, and that's actually something that we regret with our first prototype product. It was not premium branded, and we kind of had to reroute and make it way sexier the next time. So from the get-go, make your brand as sexy as possible. So yeah.
And one other thing I want to say, this will be the final thing, is, and I know for a fact that if you do this, and you can do it very cheaply as well, you can do it on a piece of paper. It's like, if you share your story and you create a storyline around your product, that is like, this is like 101 of branding, right? People buy into stories. So if you can inject that in any way into your copy, into your product, the way it's presented, or even it can just be a small piece of paper with an image of your product and an overlay of text, like 2 or 3 paragraphs, why you did this, why it's important to you, and why your customers should care, and build that within a story, then people will respect that, and it's just adding value everywhere you can. And most of this stuff can be done without too much work. Like it's just, most of it is the thinking, and once you get the thinking down and you've established that story, you can pepper it into your marketing, into your design, and how you present the product, and that would really help. I have ways that I do that with my clients. There's various ways of doing it, but if you can just pepper your story into the product, that would really help.
Wow, yeah,
really
that's the thing that we actually got to do better about. That can go super long way. And that's going into longevity of your business as well. That's an investment into your brand. Yeah, and you're going to incorporate that into your follow-up emails, touch on the story. It's just a big story. That's brands. That's 101 branding. It really is. And real quick, you talked about drawing on a piece of paper. For logos, do clients send you sketches? Can clients send you sketches of like their concept of logos, and then you throw that up into?
Yeah, sure. Like I have a few clients that give me sketches. My design process, I always ask my clients to give me at least 2 or 3 references of what they like and also what they don't like, so that straight away I know the kind of thing that they appeals to them, the kind of styles that they like, and then we try to take the information they gave me about their target audience, and I try and meet them in the middle. So I try and make something which is a nice style, which they will love, but also it's hitting the right target and being unique at the same time. So yeah, I get some creative clients who just send me a napkin drawing or something, and then I take that idea and I put my own creativity on top, or sometimes I just have to be very blunt and say that doesn't look very good.
Yeah, drawing sucks, dog. So that's cool also about like having someone like John, is he'll give you his opinion rather than like some Ukrainian person. They're not going to be like, excuse me sir, this sucks, but John will be like, he'll be honest with you. So yeah, next time I need a logo, I'm going to do a sketch and send it to you. So yeah, feel free to send John a sketch. Back. Dog, that's just whack, bro.
Stop drawing. No, take it.
Dude, that was sick.
Cool, man.
And I just wanted you guys to meet John too. He's a dope kid. Yeah. Maybe we'll do a podcast someday. He's got a crazy story too. I mean, we all do. We're all out here in Chiang Mai, right?
We've all got a story.
Exactly.
Good.
Hope you guys got some value from that. See you guys later.
Just live this here lifestyle. Came straight from the bottom to the top of my life.